Hello and welcome to another video from Natasha Lee. And this week I wanted to bring you a sort of new technique. This is one that's been around for quite a while, but it's now getting a bit of a revive in the form of air flowers. So this week I'm producing these beautiful bubble nails just for you. As always, I'm going to begin by cleansing, filing and performing cuticle work on my nails, and there is a link in the top right corner right now of how I do this. There's also full links in the description to all of the products that I use in the video. I'm going to begin by applying my peel-off base coat, and my nails are slightly in need of a rebalance, but you know, hey ho. Apply a nice even layer over the whole nail. Apply it nice and carefully and don't forget to cap those ends. And once that's dry, I'm going to go in my favourite black, which is Morgan Taylor's Little Black Dress. We're going to apply a nice even layer to all of our nails, and on this first layer do it really carefully. Now as you can see, because my nails are due a rebalance, I'm having to be a bit more careful than normal around that cuticle area. And once you've applied that first layer and it's dry, go in with your second layer. This one will be much quicker because we've taken our time on the first one. Don't forget to cap the ends of your nails, which is where you draw the polish slightly over the tip of the nail and it helps to prevent chipping. Then on my thumb, my index finger and my pinky or little finger, I'm going to apply this lovely scattered holo top coat. And I'm so grateful for the fact that with my new camera you can actually see the holo in this, because every time I used to use it in the past with my old Canon 600D, people used to go, "That's not holo, that's just glitter," which obviously it's beautiful holo. When that's dry, we're going to go straight in with our favourite top coat, which is HK Girls Glisten and Glow, and apply that over the top. Oh, look at the sparkles, it's so pretty. This would be perfect, just this look really, for Christmas on its own. Nice and easy if you want to start out with your nail art and you haven't quite got the confidence yet. When that's dry, we're going to add some extra detailing to it, and we're doing that with a variety of Swarovski crystals. I'll put full links to all the colours that I've used down in the description down below. And using an orange wood stick, I'm just going to apply some top coat around the cuticle area first. And then using my crystal katana, I'm going to actually pick up different coloured crystals and apply them in a design to the base of the nail. And you don't have to follow exactly the colours that I'm using, but I tried to pick ones that would go with the colours I was planning on using on the bubbles. Also, I wanted to pick out some of that beautiful sparkle that's in that scattered holo top coat. So I just decided to plop them on the nail wherever I wanted to. And then I just followed that design on each of the nails to put the colours in the same place, only because I'm like a bit particular with stuff like that. Then with my Twinkle Tea dotting tools, I'm taking the ultrafine dotting tool and adding a bit more top coat in between each of the crystals, and then I'm using these caviar beads which are iridescent. These come out so beautifully, and it's sort of like they pick up the colours that's around, but that some of them seem like one colour and some of them seem another. It's so bizarre. They all look the same in the pot, but when you actually apply them onto the nail, you can see some look blue, some look pink, some look yellow. They just work really well. Now onto our middle and ring finger, I'm applying my favourite top coat onto the nails, and then I'm going to allow it to dry. Once that's dry, we're going to take some different acrylic paints. So we're taking a white shimmer one. You don't have to use a shimmer, but I fancied it being a bit sparkly. A purple. A sort of lime green. Cerulean blue. And a pale rose pink. And this is the look that we're trying to achieve before we've added the top coat here, and it's that lovely transparent bubble effect. Now to achieve this, it's very clever. You're just going to take a little water on your brush and then apply paint onto the nail once that top coat has dried, just in a circular shape. Try and get your circle even if you can. However, if you notice your paint starts to separate on the nail, a bit like this one does, it means there's a little bit too much water in the mix. Just add some more paint onto your brush and keep smoothing it round until you get a nice circle. And we're going to do 2 bubbles at a time because it makes it a bit easier. Once you've painted them, add a little drop of water to the centre of each one, dry off your brush, and then soak up that water. And I'm just drying my brush on a piece of paper towel, or as we call it in the UK, kitchen roll. And you can keep tweaking with this until you're happy with the look. Then go on and apply another 2 bubbles, and keep going 2 bubbles at a time until you're happy with how many you have on the nail. If you want, you can overlap the bubbles to give that sort of effect, like there's loads being blown in the air. Again, add your water. And then using a dry brush, just suck the water back off. It's actually really, really therapeutic. And now we're going to start adding the colour. I'm starting with the green, and this brush that I'm using was originally a 5-0 brush, which wasn't thin enough, so I basically chopped 9/10 of the bristles off. Once you've applied it, go in with your brush dipped with water just to blur it a little bit. And we're trying to soften that line. We don't want it to be definite, we want it to give that sort of effect, like colours are being reflected off the surface of a bubble. And then I'm going in with the pink, and we're doing exactly the same thing. If you're doing this and you are a little bit on the slow side, then I recommend only doing 2 bubbles at a time again. Otherwise it can start to dry and you can't blur it as easily with the actual water on the brush. After that, I'm going in with the purple, and you can see that I'm not being super careful here. It's just to try and stay roughly around the outside. Then using that brush again, just to try and blur it over. Then I'm going in with that lovely cerulean blue, which I seem to have a real problem saying. And you can just keep going over and over again with that water until you're happy with the look. Finally, we're going to take some of that white on our fine detail brush again, slightly watered down, and just outline most of the bubble to add some definition to it. This is one of those looks as well that once you apply your top coat, it suddenly really comes to life. If you want to smooth any of the lines that you've applied, use your other brush dipped in water to soften the look. You can even add a tiny bit more of the white paint just to soften it a little bit more. Then we're going to add a little cross reflection on some of the bubbles. And really, with hindsight, I should have done this probably with a very fine needle point tool. Instead I used the brush and it just wasn't fine enough for what I wanted, but it's a learning curve and I'm showing so you can try. And here you can see the 2 fingers before top coat and how effective it looks. Then I'm going to very generously apply the top coat over the top, and the lovely thing about this is because we've used acrylic paint, it doesn't smear like nail polish does when you've applied a design. So you can be much more firm in drawing it over that nail and getting the look that you want. And you can see how suddenly those bubbles start to really pop and shimmer when you apply that top coat. When that's dry, add your favourite cuticle oil, and mine is the Bliss Kiss. Apply around the nail and then massage in. And here is the finished look. Now, although this technique at the moment has been called air flowers, these obviously aren't air flowers. If you want to see more designs, I recommend having a look on Instagram and using the hashtag airflowers, and you'll see a load of designs very similar popping up. Let me know what else you'd like to see. I've got some great ideas for Christmas. I'm going to be bringing a few new bits onto the channel because there's more things I want to do, and as much as I love nail art, I can't give you enough videos with the amount of time that they take to actually film and produce. So to increase my uploads over Christmas, I'm going to be doing nails weekly and a few more bits and pieces for you, just to try and help you out with Christmas around the corner. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next week.